63, 64, and on the basis of that we became an all-American city. And I've lived in Malden my entire life, and my identity is, to a very large extent, tied to how we are viewed by others. And the Salem Towers, it always was an example of that. And we knew how important it was to the community. But over the years, the oldest Section 202 affordable housing complex in New England and the oldest Jewish-sponsored 202 in the whole country began to deteriorate. And as you get older, you kind of realize that. That you gotta sometimes do things to get in better shape. There were no handicapped accessible units. The main bathrooms and main sidewalk were not accessible to people with disabilities, and the kitchens were over 45 years old. The roof leaked. The heating units failed during these long, cold winter months in New England, and the seniors deserve better. That's when America's #1 housing hero, Mark Slotnick. And Mark said, "I will not allow this to happen." He arrived saying, "I am going to, make sure that once again Salem Towers is restored to its original glory, but more efficiently, smarter, brighter than it ever has been before." Now, Mark came to me a few years ago and asked me to help him with the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and working with the folks in HUD's Boston Regional Office and senior officials at HUD here in Washington. I was able to facilitate, working with Mark, a first-in-the-nation waiver to convert enhanced vouchers to project-based vouchers, enabling the rehabilitation of Salem Towers to move forward. And by the way, Sean Donovan, the secretary, he told me that one of the very first projects he ever worked on was Salem Towers in Malden, Massachusetts. The Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, that's where he cut his teeth, and he has many happy memories of that. As a result, HUD awarded 80 vouchers to the Salem Towers, and then Mark and his incredible staff, along with the Affordable Tax Credit Coalition, went to work creating one of the most beautiful senior housing complexes in the United States of America. Now there's a brand new community room, library, computers, exercise equipment, and a gorgeous roof deck with sleeping views of downtown Boston. Who wants to move to Florida? No. And because of Republican climate change attitudes, we didn't even have a winter this year. So there's no snow in Florida. So everyone said that it couldn't be done. But Mark's vision, combined with an all-out team effort, made it a reality. These innovative, dynamic, and beautiful changes not only have renovated the building, but they have revitalized the daily experiences of the seniors, who now have access to world-class amenities which they deserve. So after a lifetime of hard work, seniors in Malden can now enjoy their beautiful surroundings at the Salem Towers, in the heart of Malden, in the company of their friends. Okay, can you really ask for more? And Mark Slotnick's strategies serve as a national model to save low-income housing around the nation, to renovate it and make it beautiful, to keep those communities intact. This is a celebration, and I am incredibly honored to participate and salute your success today. Thank you for what you have done for Malden. Thank you for what you have done for the residents of Salem Towers. Congratulations.
I'd also like to now introduce Senator Brown from Massachusetts.
Hey everybody, good to see you. We're in between votes, so I'm glad I could sneak out in between, and then we're just wrapping up the Farm Bill, which is a good bill for Massachusetts. It addresses a lot of issues. We have over 7,000 farms in Massachusetts. Who would have thought? It's something that's important, and obviously this is very important. It's something that, obviously the Affordable Housing Tax Credit Coalition, I want to thank you all for inviting me, is I'm proud as it is to be part of this award. I lived in Malden, up near the Moose Lodge, up on Como Street, went to Maplewood School when I was younger, and obviously know the area very, very well. And I'm not sure if a lot of you know, but my mom and dad were married and divorced 4 times each. And right now, Dad's happily married and Mom's happily divorced. And I lived in 17 houses by the time I was 18. And the reason that I bring that up, because it really is in reference to what you all are doing as well, providing affordable housing and having options for people so they have a safe environment with a good roof over their head, and that is critically important to me. And this award, or these awards actually recognize the importance of providing safe and affordable housing, as I was able to have through thick and thin. And it's something that is so very important. That's why I was proud to be the original co-sponsor of the low-income housing tax credit legislation. So we have a lot in common, regardless of political affiliation. There is no politics when it comes to these sorts of things, at least in my mind. And obviously, what the Salem Towers Senior Housing Project did was to bring actually one of those unique projects together and with a bunch of different partners. In this case, New England Communities and Beth Israel Senior Citizens Housing deserve a special nod, obviously, for their participation. And when they had to make drastic renovations, as you know, they actually thought outside the box. They didn't raise the rents to fund the improvements, but they actually instead put together a design plan that was attractive, a wide array and a wide range of folks to actually come together, state, local, federal levels, as well as private sector. They relied on common sense and good fiscal sound policies. So maybe after you're done here, you can come up to the United States Senate and you can tell me, you can show us how you did it so we can actually get some of those good sound fiscal policies through the United States Senate. So maybe Washington can learn a little bit from Salem Towers. So I want to congratulate, obviously, the Towers and Mark for your efforts. And so congrats, and I look forward to working with you all in the future, too. Thank you very much.
Hey, Will?
Everyone right here, please. Thank you. Ready? Great. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Yes.
You guys have fun, okay? Thank you very much.
Wow. I just want to thank the Affordable Housing Tax Credit Coalition for this magnificent award, of which we're extremely proud. The thought I would pass on, and what we learned from this project, is that the main goal of this project was to provide accessibility, and we added 18 bedrooms to the outside of the building. Our architect, Randy Johnson, is here, so we added outside the building, and we added an elevator outside the building to create accessibility for persons with disabilities. And we also have units that are suited for people who are hard of hearing or blind in terms of sound and emergency systems. And the problem that was raised through our next project involves housing for adults with autism. And so we share your concerns about these issues of the HUD approaches to integration versus providing facilities people who need that kind of housing. This is a $17 million project. I've been in this, you heard, I mean, Ed thought I actually was there to build the first one. I've been in the business more than 40 years. Still learning, and what I learned from this project was that it's the last 2%, in this case, $200,000 or $300,000, in a computer room, fireplace, computers, exercise equipment, billiard tables, community spaces, places where we have 2 residents who have had strokes, one who can't speak and one who barely speak, both of whom are using our new recumbent stepmaster. Every tax credit project should have 1 or 2% of its budget for equipment that serve the tenants. I actually think that with all the problems the building had, if we only spent that last $200,000, we still would have improved people's lives, but not the people with disabilities. Thank you so much.